76 and 77 by Colin Dexter. As you all know very well that this story, protagonist of the story is Evans, okay, and his name is Evans the Break. Why? Because he was expert in what? Breaking the jail, and he was good at what? Escaping from the jail. So governor of the Oxford prison didn't want to provide him opportunity on the day of exam. He did not want Evans to let him down. जो HM prison का जो गवर्नर है, ओके, HM prison is in Oxford. So HM prison का जो गवर्नर है, he did not want to provide him the opportunity. So we have studied that on 8th June the exam would be conducted on 8th June. The schedule for exam was 9:15 AM, okay, and the exam would be conduced on 8th June. So on that day we have studied that everything was prepared. Two prison officers were on duty before Evans' room. So just near to Evans' cell, who was recruited over there? Mr. Stephen, newly recruited prison officer. And right now we have studied that in our previous pages, on previous pages 74 and 75, we have studied that Stephen was arranging in the room what? 2 tables, 2 chairs for the exam to be conducted, and Jackson had already fixed microphone on the 7th June. Why? Because it was the instruction of the governor, as governor would like to hear whatever was going in the exam. Okay. So we have come to know that governor would like to know, means governor did not want to give him a chance. Governor नहीं चाहता था कि उसको एक भी chance मिले that he would take as an opportunity to escape from the HM prison. So governor wanted the exam to be conducted in the Evans cell only. गवर्नर चाहते थे कि इवांस का एग्जाम इवांस के रूम में ही हो. ओके, विच एग्जाम? O level degree, as he would like to get the O level degree in German. Fine. So on 8th June, what would happen? We will see. McClary had entered into the HM prison. Okay, and he was escorted from main gate to main gate. From one guard over there escorted Stuart McClary, who was going to be the invigilator for the exam. So McClary from there started his what you can say journey towards Evans cell, and from the main gate guard escorted him up to Jackson, and on the D wing who was on duty? Jackson took him and they walked in a corridor, and then finally Jackson handed him over to the Stephen. Then Stephen and McClary went to the Evans room. We have studied up to here. Okay. So today we will start at 9:10 AM. It was 9:10 AM. So please, all of you, if you have the books with you right now, please open your books. Otherwise, please go through the chapter. It was 9:10 AM when the governor switched on the receiver. Why? Because the exam would be conducted at what time? 9:15 AM. So governor would like to listen whatever is going in the room, and I would like to inform you that Evans already knew about the microphone, because he had in the morning asked Mr. Jackson why they have bugged me in this cell, कि इन्होंने ये सब मुझे यहाँ पे ये सब सेट क्यों किया और मुझे इस रूम में क्यों एग्जाम दिलवा रहे हो. So Evans knew about the microphone. He had instructed Jackson to tell Evans of the temporary little precaution. Jackson means governor already informed Jackson to forewarn Evans. Evans को पहले से ही warn कर देना. If he would do something, then we would raise a staff against him. That was only fair, as if Evans would not spot it. But wasn't it all a bit theoretical? It seemed like a theoretical. ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे कोई ड्रामा चल रहा हो. Why? Because Evans was not a school boy, and governor was doing all the things like to be implemented on the school boy. As during exams, you can see over there checking is going on, and in the cameras boys are to be watched very carefully. So governor was behaving like that way. So he thought that it all a bit theoretical, school boyish almost. How on earth was Evans going to try anything on today? Governor had a thought that Evans kaise bhagega. Means governor would like to know how Evans can run on that day. कैसे भाग सकता है on that day? How on earth was Evans going to try anything on today? If he was so anxious to make another break, then governor had a thought. If he was so anxious, means really if Evans would like to run, why he had not tried it from the recreational block? Recreational block where Evans was getting the tuition classes. मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि उसके रूम से, means there are 2 gates near his room. उसके रूम के पहले कितने gates हैं? How many gates are there? 2. Okay. So it is suppose in case Evans cell. Okay. And before it there is a gate. Who is recruited over here? Mr. Stephen. Then gate closed. Then corridor. One more gate over here. Who's duty? Jackson. Okay. And here is what? Recreational block, D wing, where Evans was getting tuition classes. So why he had not tried from there? It was a question. It was a question in governor's mind. Okay. But he had not, and there he was sitting much easier. It was very easy to run from there. Okay. But he had not, and there he was sitting in a locked cell. So governor had a view. He was sitting in a locked cell. कि वो तो room में बंद है. All the prison officers on the alert. 2 more locked doors between his cell and a yard with a wall as high as haystack. Means like pile of the dry grasses. Walls of the recreational block, leaving ki walls are as high as a pile of dry grass. Yes, Evans was as safe as house. Anyway, it would not be any trouble at all to have the receiver turned on for the next couple of hours or so. Then governor gave a thought, if he would not turn up the receiver for some time, it would be okay. Why? Because only 2 persons are sitting in the room. Only 2 persons. Evans and the invigilator. Moreover, invigilator was a person, Mr. McClary, so he would not speak anything. और एग्जाम में होता भी क्या है? Examiner would take the exam and examiner would give paper. It was not as if there was going to be anything to listen to it. Governor gave a thought कि क्या सुनना है? What is to be listened? Among the other things, an invigilated duty was to ensure that the strictest silence was observed. But still that nagging doubt. Suddenly, governor was filled up with some doubts. One doubt was following governor, and suddenly he was struck with that doubt. Okay, he was struck with that doubt. Mind once tried to take advantage of McClary. Oh, I have not given the thought on this point. Governor was thinking. Governor सोचता है कि he had not given the thought of what? About McClary. Getting to smuggle in a chisel means suppose in case Evans would cut his throat, or what? Evans would frighten him with what? Chisel. Chisel means what? Long blade type knife, or a rope ladder, or means these doubts were in governor's mind कि कहीं वो McClary का advantage ले ले. Governor set up sharply. It was all very well getting rid of any potential weapon. Governor thought that he had already ordered Jackson to clear the room. Everything was thoroughly checked in Evans' room. But what about McClary? Suppose McClary had unknowingly brought something with him, and Evans would take that thing as a weapon. McClary का क्या कि कहीं वो गलती से कुछ unknowingly, unwittingly अगर वो कुछ लेकर आ गया, and that thing could be taken as a weapon. Okay, that thing could be taken as a weapon by Evans. So, what if quite unwittingly the innocent McClary had brought in, because McClary didn't know about all this thing, something himself, a jackknife perhaps. And what if Evans held him hostage with such a weapon? और क्या होगा जब McClary जो है उसका वो क्या करेगा? McClary would bring something that could be used as a weapon, and Evans could take advantage of that thing. Governor reached for the phone. It was 9:12 a.m. So exam would start at 9:15 a.m. Okay, and it was already 9:12 a.m. Let us see what would happen. Examining and the invigilator. Examining Evans and the invigilator. Both of them were inside, and Stephen was standing over there. Had already been introduced by Stephen. When Jackson came back, suddenly Jackson reached over there and shouted to McClary through the side door, "Can you come outside a minute, sir? Please, sir, come out." "Yes, true, Stephen. And Stephen, you too." Jackson quite quickly explained the governor's worries. Jackson explained governor's worry to McClary that we didn't want you to keep something that could be taken as a weapon by Evans. कि आपके पास में कोई ऐसा तो नहीं है that could be used as a weapon by Evans. And McClary patiently held out his arms. So McClary patiently held out his arms means McClary supported Jackson and Stephen, okay, in the checking. At shoulder level wise, Jackson lightly fixed his clothes. Jackson dropped his clothes, okay, quickly. Something hard here. Then Jackson would like to know something was in his trousers pocket. So what is it, sir? Jackson ने पूछा ये क्या है? Something hard. Ma reading glasses. मेरे reading glasses. McClary replied, "My reading glasses," replied McClary, looking down at the spectacle case. Jackson quickly reassured him. Jackson said, "Okay," and bending down on the landing, thumb flick catches on the suitcase. Then Jackson quickly opened the suitcase. Okay, catches suitcase के जो उसने क्या किया, बटन्स को फटाफट क्विकली ओपन किया. He picked up each envelope. Means he thoroughly rubbed his palms. Okay, quickly rubbed his palms on every envelope. Okay, and carefully passed his palms along their surfaces and seemed satisfied. He referred cursorily through pages of Holy Writ. Then he put his glance over the pages of Holy Writ. The Bible was in the suitcase. तो उन्होंने उसको भी देखा. Holy Writ Bible we knew very well. And vaguely shook the church time. Like this way he shook the newspaper. All right, so far. But one of the objects in McClary's suitcase was puzzling him sorely. Why? What was that object? Do you mind telling me why you have brought this, sir? ये क्यों लेके आए, sir? A semi-inflated rubber tube was there. Okay. He held up a smallish semi-inflated rubber ring, such as a young child with a waist of about 12 inches might have struggled into. Means boy of 12 inch was not able to fix his waist in it. उसके लिए भी possible नहीं है. 12-inch rubber tube, semi-inflated, half-filled, semi-inflated rubber ring was there, and it was an important point for all of us. You thinking of, sir, are you going for swimming? ये क्यों लेके आए हो? Why do you need this in exam? McClary's hitherto, till now McClary was very presentable, was very polite, amiable, pleasant demeanor, appearance was slightly ruffled up, McClary shed his polite behavior, and he became little bit angry. Okay, ruffled by his tasteless little pleasantry, and he answered Jackson somewhat sorely, and then he replied, "If you must know, I suffer from hemorrhoids. You know, I have a problem of hemorrhoids." Like he had a problem of hemorrhoids, means piles, and McClary was not able to sit on some surface for a long time. So he wanted rubber ring to sit on it. Okay. And when I am sitting down for any length of time, means McClary did not complete his sentence, and he had conveyed that he was not able to sit for a long time on any surface. Very sorry sir, Jackson replied. Very sorry sir, I didn't mean to or I didn't mean to or मैं नहीं चाहता था. I didn't want to ask this type of the question to you. The embarrassment was still means Jackson also felt embarrassment. उसको भी शर्म आती है. Why? Because Jackson thought that he had raised a very private question to McLaren. Jackson checks when he found the paper knife at the and suddenly in the suitcase one more objectional thing was what? Paper knife. Jack, paper knife at the bottom of the suitcase. I think I would better keep this too. Sir, I will not allow you to keep with you. So please give it to me, jackknife. Before the governor heard their voices. So it was 9:18 a.m. and we all know very well the exam was about to start at 9:15. But now see, it was 9:18 a.m. Before the governor heard their voices again, and it was clear that the examination was going to be more than a little late in getting underway. Now we would see thoroughly checking was going on, and after that McLaren was allowed to go inside and take the exam, and Stephen also followed McLaren into the cell. So now we would see at what time would exam start and what would happen during the exam. Thank you. Have a nice day.